Hello everyone, FedEx Gaming here, and welcome back to another Redstone tutorial. In this video, I'll be showing you how to build a button iron door with a lockout switch. Now, I was actually building something else when I came up with this idea right here. I was actually building a whole trap system door in case you want people not go in your room, your secret room, and they go to open up the door and they die. But I stumbled upon this. Now, was this my #1 Redstone build to do? No, but I've had some family issues going on. I'm not going to talk to you guys about it in this video. If you want to learn more about it, you can go to my Twitter. It's just something to do with my family, so I haven't been on Minecraft in like the past week and a half. It's very important, but let's go ahead and jump into this. So what is this? It's basically something you don't really need to build. This is, I would say, build this if you have so much material that you just don't know what to do with it. But it's just an iron door that you can open up with a button and it stays open, and then you can also lock it out. So over here we just have a couple of iron doors that people will tend to build with iron doors. You know, we have a simple one right here that has some pressure plates on the floor. You know, we hit the pressure plate and we walk in and the iron door will close behind us. Same with going out the iron door. Of course, we cannot put a lockout switch on this one because the power is being sent through the pressure plate. So any power being sent to the door, it's going to open it up. So of course, a lockout switch won't work. Now here's the normal one where people will build in their worlds. I see this all the time in people's worlds, and then especially if you go into someone else's world and it lags real bad, it's a pain in the butt to get inside these doors. But you click the button, run in before the door closes, and same thing on this side, click the button, run out before the door closes. And of course, if the world is lagging, it's a pain in the butt to get through that door. Now of course, lockout switch will not work because we're sending power to the door forever and it will not lock it out. Now here's the door I'm going to be showing you guys how to build. Very simple door to make. Do you need to make it? Absolutely not. Like I said, if you have a lot of resources and you don't know what to do with your world, and maybe you want to change all your iron doors to be like this, go right ahead. But as a main thing, when you're first starting off a survival world, nah, I wouldn't say build it. But when we click the button, the door will stay open forever. Now, the reason why it takes a little bit longer for that door to open up is because it's off of the button right here. We have to wait for the button to deactivate. So as you can see, the door closed right away. However, when we click the button, we have to wait for it to deactivate. Boom, and then the door will open up, and then we can go ahead and walk through it. And then on this side again, we click the button and the door will close. Now this one has a lockout switch. So if we click down this lever, the door will no longer work. As you can see, I'm clicking this button, nothing's happening. If I come to this side and try to click the button on this side, nothing is happening. Now that's the reason why it closes. Well, I should say opens up a lot slower too, is because of the lockout switch. Now, if you don't want the lockout switch, all you have to do is just change the door to be right here like this. And then if I click the button, the door will open up right away, and then the door will close slower. So as you can see, boom, it opens up right away. However, the lockout switch will not work on the door anymore. So I thought you guys might enjoy the lockout switch a little bit more than actually having the door open and close a lot faster. So let's go ahead and look at the insides of the build, and that's it. There's nothing really to this build, but like I said, you don't need it. You don't need this door. I'd say do it if you have a ton of resources and you just don't know what to do with them. You can go ahead and change your iron doors over to this door, but like I said, you really don't need it. So let's go ahead and start building this thing, guys. All right, guys, so I'm going to be building this entire door with you. It's pretty straightforward. You don't really need a definite spacing. All you have to do is have enough room to dig down to, and you can pretty much fit it wherever you'd like. So the resources you're going to need for this build are 5 droppers, 1 hopper, 3 redstone comparators, 1 redstone repeater, 1 redstone torch, 4 redstone dust, 2 buttons, 1 lever, 1 iron door. We're also going to need 1 furnace, 2 items to put inside of our droppers. Just get dirt. Dirt's the easiest thing to get. And we're also going to need 1 non-stackable item. I like to use wooden shovels because they're the easiest thing to make. So go ahead and grab a wooden shovel or any type of wooden weapon. So what we're going to do is find out where we want our door to go, or you can just go to an existing iron door and place it there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a door frame, I guess, like this, boop, with some quartz blocks. There we go. And this is where my door is going to be going. Now, if you don't want to use the lockout switch, you can go and just place your iron door in like this. However, if you want that lockout switch, what we're going to do is come inside our door frame, face to the left right here, look down at the block, and place in your iron door. So now your iron door is set up on the side of your block. So if I click the button right here next to it, boom, the iron door will close, and that is what we want. Now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my door frame right here because I just want the open area, but your door should be doing this when you click the button. So now that our door is in place, we can go ahead and set up our silent magic button. So what we're going to do is come underneath our button block right here by 2 blocks. So we're going to go 1, 2 right underneath it like that. And you know what? Let's go ahead and just open up the area a little bit more like this. We're only gonna have to dig down, I believe, 3 for this build, at least 3 in one spot. So right here underneath where our button is, so as you see, I click the button, the door opens up and closes. We're gonna come right underneath this block and we're gonna face a dropper downwards off this block. So look down and face your dropper downwards. Make sure they're droppers, not dispensers. Your dropper should have a nice smiley face on it. The dispenser will kind of look like a surprise block, so just make sure he's smiling at you. So there is our dropper facing downwards, and it should say dropper as well. And then right underneath it, we're gonna face a dropper upwards into the other dropper like so. Then off the top dropper, we're gonna go inside of it and place in one of our dirt blocks like that. Next up, what we're going to do is come right next to our bottom dropper right here and place in a furnace. Then go inside your furnace and place in your wooden item. I'm going to go ahead and put my wooden shovel right in here. Then coming out of our furnace, we're going to place a comparator going that way out of our furnace. So as you can see, the comparator came on. If I place it down, coming out of the furnace, it comes on. And then what I want you to do is left click it once so that top area right there turns on. That will put our comparator into subtraction mode. Next up, what we're going to do is place in, well, I'm going to go ahead and put my block back here. Let's go ahead and change both those blocks. Then right in front of your comparator, place down a block, take out your redstone, and place 2 pieces of redstone. As you can see, it's turning on and off really fast. Go bloop, 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 really, really fast. That is what we want. Next up, we're going to come over here to the opposite hand side, and then coming out of our bottom dropper right here, we're going to place in yet again another comparator. Now, we are going to change this block over later, but for now, just place a block in front of your comparator. Place a piece of redstone coming out of that block right here, and then going into our furnace, we're going to go ahead and place in a redstone repeater. So when I click this button right here, the redstone over here should come on and then go off really fast. So boop, as you can see, it comes on and then it goes off. Click the button, comes on, and then it goes off, and that is what we want. Now we're going to set this into a T flip-flop, which will open up our door forever and close our door forever as well. All right, guys, so now all we have to do is put in our T flip-flop, and we'll be done. So we're going to come back over here to this block that I said I was going to break. We're just going to dig out around it, go all the way around it, and go to this side of the door frame. Come all the way out like this. We're going to dig out all this little spot, and we're also going to dig out this spot right here. So this thing is actually pretty easy to make. I've shown how to build a silent T flip-flop before. What we're going to do is now break this block right here, and we're going to place a dropper facing that away. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to dig down at least 2 right here, come right here, and then go into sneak mode or crouch mode. You can't even see. There we go. Crouch mode, and go ahead and place a dropper facing downwards out of that drop. So this dropper is going into this dropper, and this dropper is facing downwards into the floor. Next up, what we're going to do is break the block underneath this dropper that's facing downwards, and we're going to go ahead and take out our hopper and place our hopper going into this block right here. Then what we're going to do is dig out the block underneath this dropper and then face yet again another dropper upwards into this one. So right now we should have a big circle. This dropper right here is going into this one. This one's going into the hopper's going into the dropper, and then this dropper is going back up into this one. Then we're going to go ahead and go inside this dropper and go ahead and place in one item. I'm going to take my last dirt block and place it inside my dropper. Next, what we're going to do is just go ahead and place some more blocks back in here. We don't need to see in there. And then coming out of this dropper that this comparator is going into, we're going to take our last redstone comparator, come out of it, and as you can see, it comes on because there's an item inside of it. Then we're going to place a block in front of it. And then right here next to it, we're going to place down a piece of redstone, place a block in front of that redstone with a redstone torch on top of it. And that's the entire thing, guys. Now all we have to do is just place a block on top of that redstone torch right here like this. And now if I go ahead and, I need a button on this side as well. So we're going to place our button right here, click our button, and as you can see, the door will close because that redstone torch comes on. And then when we click the button again, the door will open up because that redstone torch will go off. And that's it, guys. You are completely done. Now all we have to do is put in our lockout switch, and you can put your lockout switch off of any one of these blocks. This one right here, this one right here, this one. No, you actually can't put that one there because then it will activate that. So do not put your lockout switch right there. So what we're going to do is go ahead and take out our lever now. And like I said, you can place your lockout switch right up here. As you see, it will lock the door forever. If I try to open it up, nothing will happen. Try to close it, nothing will happen. Then if I go ahead and put my lever over here and flip it down, yet again, it will do the exact same thing. So I'm just going to leave my lockout switch right there. Now all we have to do is just clean up the area. So go ahead and take out your blocks, clean up this area like this. Hopefully your door is going into something and not going into nothing. And then I'm going to go ahead and open up my lockout switch. So now if I go through the door and I click the button, it will close the door. Click the button again, it will open up my door. And then on the same thing on this side, I can go ahead and close my door. I can go ahead and open up my door. And then if I want to, I can lock anyone out from the inside. And then of course, if you don't care about the lockout switch, if you don't want that lockout switch and you want your door to open up faster, all you have to do is just switch the door over here. So as you can see right now, it takes forever to open up that door. All we have to do is just place our iron door right here facing the front like this. There we go. Click the button, our door will open up right away, but then when we click the button, it will close slower. But I like the idea of it opening up faster than it closing slower. But like I said, if you want that lockout switch, you're gonna have to face it this way, place your lever on this side, and then you should have your working lockout switch. So there you guys go. That's how you build a buttoned iron door with a lockout switch. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a like and subscribe. Stay tuned with my newest videos. All right, guys, peace.